Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. My name is Nurul Afiqah Binti Muhammad Zani. For Edup2102 Sociology in Education Professor, I will be presenting on this topic Sociocultural Diversity in School Sekolah Kebangsaan Ulu Tiram, Challenges and the Teacher's Role. So before I move on to my presentation, allow me to give a little brief on what are the contents of my presentation. So first of all, I'll give you an introduction and explain about social cultural diversity as well as the factors affecting social cultural diversity at SK Tiram and the issues of inequality due to social cultural diversity and the roles of teachers as agents of socialization before I conclude everything in the conclusion. So first of all, let's look at the social cultural diversity in schools. So as we already know, Malaysia is a very multicultural and multilingual country. So we can expect the schools to have students from different cultures, languages, religions, and economic backgrounds. So this disparity and diversity encourage learning from different perspectives, build respect, and improve social skills. Other than that, it also helps students to adapt to a diverse world and workplace. However, teachers play a very important role in terms of their teaching because they need to use different methods to support all students. And the language barriers and economic differences may also affect learning, so schools must ensure fairness and inclusion. Okay, so the objectives for my presentation is first of all to analyze the factors affecting social cultural diversity and then to discuss inequalities arising from this diversity and lastly to explain the role of teachers as agents of socialization. Now, let's look at the socio-cultural diversity at Sekolah Kebangsaan Ulu Tiram. First of all, let's look at the demographic overview. So up until now, we have a total students of 1,207, with half of them being the male students, 606 of them, and then the other half, female students, 601 students, and then we have non-Malaysian students, 9 of them, and for the ethnic diversity, a majority of the students are Malay, which is 931 of them. And then we have the second largest group, which is Lain-Lain, which includes students from Sabah, Sarawak, the ethnics, and also the students who are of Indonesian descent, of Cambodian descent, and from Pakistan. And then we have Indian students, 43 of them, and a minority of Chinese students, 7 of them. And then we also have for religious diversity, majority of our students are Muslim, 1,124 of them. And then we have non-Muslim students, 83 of them. Their religions, Indians are mostly Hindu, and then Chinese are mostly Buddhist. And from Sabah Sarawak and also Philippines are mostly Catholics or Christian. Yes, and then let's talk about social cultural diversity in our school, which is the diversity includes ethnicity, language, culture, religion, socioeconomic background, and how does this social cultural diversity benefits the students? First of all, it's exposure to multiple perspectives where we get students who have the perspective on different topics from different perspectives because they were born and raised in different cultural background, in different type of homes, in different language background, and they also, because of the differences, they can develop social skills and empathy and prepare themselves for a globalized world. However, however, these differences comes with challenges, which is cultural barriers, cultural misunderstandings, and inequalities. Okay, what are the factors affecting sociocultural diversity at SK Ultram? First of all, is migration and globalization. The presence of non-Malaysian students, as I mentioned before, Indonesian, we have from Thailand, from Vietnam, Cambodian, and also Chinese, is mostly because of the movement of families for work, education, and better opportunities. Then we also have socioeconomic status, which we can see the differences in wealth, and this impact the access to education resources, which I will explain later. And then we have also cultural and religious backgrounds, where we have students practicing Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. And then we also have parental education level, which, due to the parents' literacy and education levels, it affects students' performance and engagement in class, and also their studies outside of classroom at home, especially. Okay, and then let's look at the issues of inequality due to social cultural diversity. The first obvious issue that we can see here is the language barriers, because some students they even struggle with Malay, because some of them are like their father is Malay but their mother is Cambodian, and like they spend more time with their mother, and then because of this they can't really speak Malay or understand Malay that well. And Malay in Malaysia is supposed to be the first language, but then because they could not understand Malay well, and therefore they struggle to understand English, and this impact their learning, especially when it comes to uh, ESL, English as Second Language Learning. And then they also have unequal access to resources, as I've mentioned just now. The socio-economic differences, where some students have books, have access to tuition, and then have internet access, while others don't. And then we also have cultural misunderstandings and social division in terms of like their customs, which led to misinterpretations and conflicts. And also we have parental involvement challenges. As I have mentioned before, some parents have like their level of literacy, their level of education. So these parents struggle with communication and participation in school activities. Okay, so what are the roles of teachers as agents of socialization? First of all, it is to create an inclusive classroom environment where we as teachers uh, try to use culturally diverse teaching materials in class, and then implement differentiated instruction to adjust lessons to suit the proficiency levels in our classroom, and then encourage cross-cultural interactions where group activities, students collaborate with peers from different backgrounds so that they can learn to um, mingle with others, to learn to be more empathetic, to learn like looking at things from different perspectives, and then engaging parents and community. This is still quite a challenge because of the language barriers, but then we also have Indian teachers for issues regarding Indian parents that cannot speak Malay or English. So usually our Indian teachers would help us to communicate with the parents, and sometimes the children, the kids themselves, they would help us to translate to their parents. But still there's like a little barrier, but the multilingual communication helps. And then organizing cultural exchange program. This one is have not been done yet, but then if it does, then it would be a great opportunity for teachers to help the students to understand different cultures and different perspective, and teach the students to be respectful, be empathic, and understanding others better. So, as conclusion, a school that embraces diversity is a school that builds future global citizens. So, SK Uluturam is very diverse, and inequalities exist, which we try day by day. We try to um, closer the gap, bridge the gap. And teachers play a crucial role in promoting inclusivity at school. So, with that, I thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a great day.